Where's the snow? Where's the snow? It's everywhere else but here. It is cold, but so little snow. I need more snow. How can I photograph it when it isn't here? Hello and welcome back to the Liss vlog. It's time to do the monthly post. So what have I been up to during February 2018? Let's find out. My birthday was on the 17th of February. I got a set of watercolour paints, paintbrushes, a magic remote, the third Harry Potter PlayStation 2 game, and Blu-rays of Disney's Pinocchio and Pocahontas. We watched Pinocchio that evening. I also got a couple of jigsaw puzzles. Here's the one I completed within a few days. I also made my birthday cake. On the Monday, we were going to go to Strada, but it turned out it had closed down, so we went to Prezzo. Once we had time, I got my hair cut, which was really good. Now I don't have to have all those annoying rat's tails. Do you remember how I said I was writing a brand new pantomime in the last video? Probably not. Anyway, I have now written 2 pantomimes, a version of Sleeping Beauty and The Stepmother's Revenge, which is about the stepmothers from Hansel and Gretel, Snow White and Cinderella getting together to wreak revenge. You can read the first half of each by going to the links in the description, or going to my Facebook page, which is also in the description. Let me know what you think. Next, I was planning to write either Hop in My Thumb, a pantomime that's currently extinct and I want to revive and include new ideas, or The Prince and the Pauper, which as far as I know has never been a pantomime, but would make a perfect one. I also bought a copy of the book so I can read it. I say was because it appears that I will actually be doing Pinocchio next. From watching not only the Disney film but also the 1996 and 2012 ones, and by reading the book, which I should finish before starting to write on Monday, I have a pretty good idea of how everything pans out. I also read 3.5 pantomime versions, so as you probably can see for yourself, I have researched it well and have lots of ideas for it. I am trying to alternate between a reasonably well-known pantomime or story and a more obscure title, so I'll do the 2 obscure ones I mentioned after Pinocchio to even it out. I went to see the butterflies in the glass house at Wisley, and I finally finished my painting my number set, which I've had for years. I finished reading Creating Pantomime by Joyce Branch and Keith Orton, though I will probably have to read some parts again to memorise them as much as possible. I also wrote notes on staging a pantomime book by Gil Davies, and just have a little bit more to read, and I'm finished reading that book as well. I made a Mother's Day card, but I'll have to show you that next time. I painted my Fluttershy model that I got for Christmas, and I painted a chemical solution on the watercolour paper for future cyan types. You have to do it in the dark, as it starts to develop otherwise. I had to leave the pieces of paper to dry for 2 hours, after I put the chemicals on, then put them into a light-proof bag. This month I watched Spiral, Animals with Cameras, From Ice to Fire, and Civilization. I also read 3 of the Mary Poppins books. I read 9 pantomimes, the earliest one written in 1928 and the newest this year. It is interesting to see how different versions of the stories can be, Humpty Dumpty by Trudy West being notably different from the version by Stephen Duncan that I read back in October. Humpty Dumpty is the villain in West's version. Bluebeard by K.O. Samuel is also quite different from the version I read by Trudy West. While there is more rigid story to stick to, Samuel's version seems to be set in the Middle East, and Bluebeard isn't really much of a villain, and remains with the heroine, Fatima, at the end. That's it for this video. Join me for my next post at the end of March, where I will talk about how I've got on with my watercolour work, Mother's Day and more. See you next time, and don't forget to leave a like and comment. See you.